Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Very Reasonable Pilots podcast special edition. Jake and I are doing a small special edition thing where we're just going to talk about the Snyder Cut because, yeah, we're doing it. That's how we're doing it, because it's fun and we're bored.
Yep.
So, what were you saying before?
Well, I feel like we should go in chronological order, because what I was just talking about before we started was much later in the movie. We were getting a little antsy, and we started talking about it before we even started.
Yeah. And spoilers, by the way, just in case anyone is scared of spoilers. Mm-hmm. Spoilers for the Snyder Cut. Which, let's just give our reviews at the top. I thought it was pretty good. I think you should go see it. What about you, Jake?
I thought it was okay.
He didn't like it as much as I did.
It was much better than the theatrical cut.
Which I have never seen.
That's not saying much, because the theatrical cut was dog shit.
Yeah.
But seeing that movie and seeing the theatrical cut, I swear, there was like... Josh Whedon must have reshot like the whole movie, because I saw like some shots that were the same, like, that I remember seeing. But they were in like completely different orders to what they were before, and in scenes that they weren't related to. It was just a completely different film.
Yeah, it's kind of great. I like it. I like it because obviously it's 4 hours long. It's obviously overstuffed and like self-indulgent, you know. But it's a Zack Snyder piece, so
which is already that. Yeah.
Already pretty self-indulgent and, you know, bloated. So I think this is the most Zack Snyder-y superhero film that could ever be made, I think. I think it captures his artistic vision in a very specific way. You know? Like, I don't think it's the best.
I agree, because it's super long.
Yeah.
Which is very, like, it's obviously what Zack Snyder wants.
It's super stylish.
And he got to do most of the stuff that he wanted to do, I assume. I know he wanted to do, like, a... mullet Superman.
Yeah.
With a beard and stuff.
That was a
bummer. They didn't let him do that.
Hashtag mullet for Superman.
But he got all the stuff he wanted in the movie. All 4 hours of it. I wonder what they would have done if he didn't have to leave filming. Like, would this have been a 4-hour movie that came out in theaters?
I think
surely they would have cut it down.
Yeah, I think it would have, because originally wasn't Justice League supposed to be part 1 and part 2?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because this could be cut up into 2 movies, I guess, but
I don't think so, because
the
whole movie is build up to the final fight.
Yeah, but the first
movie have
a
whole first part of a movie would just be build up. There'd be no, like, the whole movie, it could not stand alone in the slightest.
Yeah, I think you would need more apocalypse stuff, like more Nightmare, you know, with the trench-coated Batman. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I think Zack Snyder, obviously, he wanted to do like a dual narrative thing where what's happening, you know, right now is, you know, Superman's back and Darkseid's coming and all that stuff. And the results of that are like the universe is destroyed and they are trying to get Barry Allen to, you know, go back and tell Batman to do that thing. Because I think it would be pretty interesting if there was an entire movie behind the Flash jump forward in BVS. I don't love BVS, but I think it would be kind of cool if that was the only time we saw Flash in the future or in the past, but there's like an entire story behind that where, like, because from what I could piece together from what has actually been released, it's like Batman teams up with all these people to get to send Flash to the past, including the Joker, and then Superman comes and kicks their asses, and then Batman is murdered, like in BVS.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happens. But I think that's just what happens because he didn't get to do that. I think Zack Snyder, if he was like, he was trying to do this thing where he got like a dual narrative of the past and the future, and I think that would have been cool if he got allowed to do that. But he probably only would have been allowed to do that if BVS had
been a good movie.
Yeah, been good. So it's like the skeleton is still there, but they haven't put any meat on it.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the Snyder Cut overall. I really liked Steppenwolf as a villain.
I think he was okay.
I thought he was lovable. He had big goofy eyes.
He did have some goofy eyes.
Yeah. And Aquaman wasn't as annoying, I think. What do you think?
No, he was not making as many stupid jokes as he made in the theatrical cut.
Yeah, you got.
And they didn't. In the theatrical cut, they also. There's some weird like sexualization of Wonder Woman in the theatrical one as well. There's a lot of jokes about it. Like there was a scene where Aquaman sits on the lasso of truth and like professes his love for her.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where like Barry Allen falls on her
boobs.
Yeah.
And then that's Joss Whedon's favorite thing. A guy falls on a pair of boobs, and then his face is in boobs, and he's like, "Whoa!" It's in a lot of Joss Whedon stuff that happens.
But in this one, it was in the Snyder Cut though. It was just badass Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Especially in the early part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can start chronological order with our discussion of the film. But I think it's a good like few minutes into the movie, Wonder Woman is like fighting the terrorists, right?
Yeah, she saves the day.
That is so much cooler than what happens in like that fight is so much cooler than what happens in the theatrical cut.
Is it
just like the way she like looks and is going around wiping out people?
Is she moving like? My favorite part of that fight scene was when she was blocking all the bullets by running over people. You know, like running past people and blocking all the bullets super fast. Did she?
Well,
do
that was in the theatrical cut.
Okay, I don't.
But what wasn't is when she first comes in when she like breaks through the door and like kicks the dude into the wall. Like that was cool looking.
Yeah.
And kicks the other guy out the window. She's a lot tamer in the theatrical cut.
Because Joss Whedon hates women. That's not true.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And it starts so different as well. The theatrical cut starts with like this like sad like it starts with the phone footage of Superman without the mustache CGI'd off, which looks awful. And that's supposed to like make you emotional about his death or something. And then you've got, which is kind of a cool opening scene with like the everyone's sad that Superman's dead thing.
Yeah.
And it's like a bunch of different shots of like people sad.
Because he yelled.
Yeah.
Did he yell in the theatrical cut?
No, he didn't. He didn't yell, I don't think.
There was he did a big yell. And then
that was the start of this movie.
He did a big yell, and then Wonder Woman saved some people. And I like how little Lex Luthor was mentioned, or was in the movie, but he was mentioned quite often.
Yeah.
You know? But I like that he wasn't in it until the very end. And the very end is kind of like... I say the last 30 minutes of this film are kind of just extra. You know? Just Comic-Con footage, basically. Like
are you talking about all like the
epilogue,
everything
and the
post-credits?
Post-credits.
They see Darkseid in the portal, yeah.
Yeah, just like, and then they're done, and Batman goes back to the Wayne Manor, and he says, I'll get more chairs. And I like Martian Manhunter coming down, although I should have been in the movie more. He should have showed up like way before that. I mean, he did once.
Yeah, he was only in that one scene, right, where he like was pretending to be.
Yeah, he was
Martha.
in the first act of the movie. There's like Martian Manhunter wants to be, or towards the middle. Martian Manhunter is disguised as Superman's mom, and she's talking to Lois Lane and being like, you're great and I'm great and we're both sad because Superman's dead. Blah blah blah. And then Martha walks out of the room and it's Martian Manhunter. And then and that's it. That's the only...
Yeah, that's his only thing. That was so stupid that he wasn't in the movie more. Like,
well, obviously they couldn't put him in, but they were like wanted a Snyderverse. But yeah,
I mean they couldn't put him in. Why would they even put him in if that was gonna be it?
Because
it's just a stupid little tease. That's what Marvel puts in the post-credit scene. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your tease for the next movie, not in the middle of the movie. You're just like, oh, this guy's here. It doesn't matter at all for the story.
Yeah, most people wouldn't get it.
That's a lot of this movie is a lot of things that could have been cut.
Yeah.
There's a lot of deleted scenes in this movie. Like scenes that don't matter or connect to anything later. Or like connect just kind of like in little, small, minuscule ways that really just didn't need to be a part of it at all.
Yeah. And I think what Joss Whedon did was basically he cut out all of the cyborg parts of the movie, and the theatrical cut was what was left. Because
there was a lot less cyborg.
Cyborg is like the emotional heart of this film, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's everybody's rooting for Cyborg. He's had a horrible tragedy. They should have I think they should have lent more into the like body horror elements of it. Like all that's left of me is my shoulder and half my face. Like I think he should have lent more into that. But I liked what they were doing with. He was trying Zachary. I call him Zach because we're friends.
Okay.
Me and Zachary were hanging out, and he was trying to like make the Kryptonian technology like seem kind of gross and scary, but it just is kind of lame. I don't like the Kryptonian technology like design, and I know they're the mother boxes, but it's all the same like futuristic pin art bullshit that I don't enjoy. Do you enjoy the pin art aesthetic of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman to a lesser extent?
Nah, not really. I don't think so.
Me neither.
Kryptonian, I don't know. It all looks pretty. Even like I know this isn't entirely related, but I know like Darkseid and Steppenwolf's, like the idea, the design of their costumes and the way they look is supposed to be based on like how the technology is so crazy looking and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like not supposed to be understandable by us. But Steppenwolf's armor is just the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It looks so stupid.
I like it. I mean, he looks like an angry little porcupine, but I like it.
He looks too like, I don't know, he's too chromy.
Yeah, I think
it should be sharper. It's too like I feel like he's liquid. I don't know.
I may have just been watching on a shitty screen, but it looked pretty purple to me, and I liked that. I thought he looked. It
was not purple at all.
It looked pretty purple to me, but that might just be my shitty screen.
I guess because it was not purple.
Like the armor wasn't purple, but it reflected purple, so his armor looked purple to me. But that's just me. I think purple.
I just think he's a bad villain. Yeah. Overall, just comics wise.
Yeah, he's not great comics wise.
No, like they don't do him very often. They do Darkseid because he's a good villain.
Yeah, and maybe Granny Goodness is even better than Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf's just some douche. You know?
Not a good villain.
No.
Shouldn't have done him.
They should have done something better for Steppenwolf. You know? Or then Steppenwolf. They should have done. I think they should do like Starro. Like, I think they should have done a weirder villain. But again, we're talking about the movie that's been made, not the movie that should be made. That's our later podcast.
I'll pitch that next week.
But yes, I liked
that. Yeah, I see. I think, okay.
You go.
The film overall, right? You enjoyed it.
Yes.
And obviously I stated that I think it's mostly deleted scenes that shouldn't have been in there. But I struggled to understand why Zack Snyder made a 4-hour movie, right? Mm-hmm. Where the final fight that all 4 hours are leading up to, is like 8 minutes long.
There was enough action
the whole
in this
thing.
movie.
No, but it's like they fight Steppenwolf for maybe 3 of those minutes, and they just kick his ass. Like it's easy.
Yeah.
They're fighting parademons. I don't care about it all about the parademons. I don't care what happens to them. They should be easily steamrolled. It's like the big fight with Steppenwolf that should be cool and epic and last a while. And it does not.
I was fine with it lasting as long as it did. You know, there's enough super heroics going on here. I get it. I
needed more superhero-ness. There was too much.
Talking.
Yeah, I needed more superhero in the movie. I wanted to see more Cole Cyborg stuff. you know, shooting
except for his
lasers and
rocket
stuff.
that he can't stop for some reason.
I want to see. I don't know why there was not more like Flash scenes where like, you know, everything's slow mo and he's running around doing shit.
There was
like two or three, I think, in a 4-hour movie. Batman, I mean, he's useless.
I mean, he's
so useless.
He got a plane. He had a plane.
He flew them there. He's the fucking chauffeur.
Yeah, I mean, he shot all those guns to scare the monsters towards him, but that didn't help because the league just followed him. So it's not like the monsters didn't know about them. But I like that it took 3 hours for Superman to show up. I like that. I don't want that much Superman, and I like the Superman that they give us. I
think like if they were gonna do the Superman Returns thing, right? Black suit and all that, he should have been a bit more
bummed out, excited,
conflicted, or confused, or something. Like he just went from like, I don't know who I am, I'm gonna fight them. Oh, Amy Adams, there she is. You know what? I'm good now. I'm gonna go help.
Yeah. Superman, before he comes back, he's not good. He's a bummer. That's the one thing Superman can't be. He can be anything he wants to be except a bummer. And this Superman was an absolute bummer. You know?
Zack Snyder is not a Superman director.
Yeah, I was just...
He's a sad Batman director.
He's not...
He is not a bright, happy Superman, exciting, bright colors.
By the way, I noticed this. In the theatrical cuts, how many times does Flash trip?
Oh, a couple of times.
Because he only trips once
in
this movie.
He's a clumsy boy. You know that Flash.
Exactly.
You got all the time in the world, sometimes you trip.
Also, did you enjoy the Witcher 3 soundtrack that was being played over anytime Wonder Woman got into a fight?
Okay, that was awesome. I love her theme song.
Yeah, it wasn't her theme song. That was just women singing.
Wait, we're not talking about the same thing, but she had the little like theme that would play every time she did stuff.
Yeah, every time she showed up, it would be like women going, "Ah." It was the Witcher 3 soundtrack. You remember in The Witcher 3 whenever you get into a fight and there was all those chanting ladies?
I don't think it's the same thing.
It sounds pretty similar.
I don't think so. Well, maybe it does sound similar, but it's not the same thing.
And yeah, it's not the exact same like recording. They recorded something exact. Yeah.
Shut up, Charlie. You don't know what you're talking about.
Also, when I'm just talking about the Superman coming back scene because I noticed a lot of things in that. When they're bringing him back, everyone is like, this is such a bad idea. And Batman, the greatest detective in the world, he's the smartest motherfucker on the planet, that's what it's supposed to be, is like, somebody's like, you should stop. And to Cyborg, like, Aquaman's like, you should stop, this is a terrible idea. And Batman's just like, no it isn't, keep going.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really funny.
Yeah,
it's not a bad idea.
And then Cyborg gets like that vision right before, and he's like, "No, we shouldn't do this." And Barry's like, "Oh, go, okay."
Yeah, that was good.
And then he doesn't mention it again for the rest of the movie. He's not like, "Oh, we shouldn't have done that."
Yeah,
guys,
well,
of this thing.
He doesn't want to scare everybody.
I don't know. Pretty stupid.
Okay.
Like you should explain that to your friends. Be like, "Hey guys."
They're not friends. They're work associates.
Okay. Well, the people that have superpowers and he just did something really naughty with.
But everything seems to have worked out, so it's fine. It's like Iron Man didn't tell anyone he had all those visions in that movie.
I think he did.
No, he didn't. Because when he gets back from space and what's the end game? He says, you know, I had a vision a few years ago. There was everybody dead and it was my fault, but whatever. I think the only person he told was Nick Fury in that barn. In Ultron.
Maybe.
But,
see, that was different, though, because, he was kind of in charge, I feel like. You know, he had and he tried to, like, set up some sort of defense to it.
Yeah, Cyborg probably just mentioned it at the end, unless everybody was already dead.
Okay, well, whatever.
Also, at the beginning of the movie, Martha Wayne loses her house because of, the bank forecloses on it.
Yeah.
Why the fuck has Batman not paid for her house?
Yeah, I don't know why he took him to, like, the end of the film to be like, oh, yeah, I can help out.
Yeah, it's because Superman came back, and he knew that he would get in trouble if he didn't.
I feel like he should have just done that before.
Yeah, a good Batman would have just done that in the first place. Like, she doesn't have to worry about that anymore. But this Batman's like, oh shit, he's back, so I should probably do that.
Yeah, I believe, like, Batman in the comics, like, owns Clark Kent's building and, like, doesn't make him pay rent.
Yeah.
Like, where he lives.
Probably. Like, I'm sure, like, I think Batman has bought the Daily Planet plenty of times.
Yeah. So it's like, he's helping out his friends just normally, but I guess he's not doing that for them.
No, he doesn't do it for Martha because fuck her. Her son's dead and I don't care about her.
Yep, she doesn't have Superman anymore, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Even though her name's Martha.
Yeah. Speaking of Superman, you remember at the end of the movie, the pitiful 8-minute fight scene that you didn't enjoy? When Superman, like, lasers off one of Steppenwolf's horns?
Yeah.
I think there should have been a scene shot where Superman was like, oh shit, oh my god, I'm sorry, I did not know that was part of your head. I thought that was a helmet. Oh no, oh man, I'm sorry about that. That looks like it hurts. I thought that was just part of your suit, Dealey. Like, I saw you had the extra fingers, but I wasn't, I didn't think, and
whoops.
Yeah, that'd be great, because I didn't think, I thought that was part of the suit until
he takes it off at one point in the movie.
Yeah, I know, and I'm
you
like,
can see
whoa.
that he has all those fucking horns on his head.
Yeah, but Superman just came back from the dead, so he didn't see that. So Superman probably thought that was his.
Yeah, he should feel
helmet.
really bad about the alien that lost his horns that just tried to turn the entire Earth into apocalypse. Yeah, Charlie, I agree.
Well, there's a different. It'd be like if he meant to cut off a piece of your armor and he cut off a piece of your head, he would feel bad because that's what Superman is. He's a guy who has sympathy. Be great, and he'd be.
Yeah.
And it's like. If it was full of guts, like the horn wasn't just a horn, it was like full of guts and blood, and like there was obviously it was part of him,
Yeah.
It wasn't like an elephant tusk.
I mean, they did end up killing him, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know, but still, that sucks.
Fucking head falls off and rolls into apocalypse.
Yeah, and then he steps on it, and he's like, come on, old lady. Small man, let's go take over the world with my battleships.
I hope Darkseid doesn't sound like that.
With my battleships. I should voice Darkseid.
I think you should. I like that too.
Hello, Superman. I see.
Now, you told me you had like a page of notes.
I do.
Are you going through your notes right now?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there should be some more profound criticisms here, Charles. Or insights. I don't know. How'd you feel about all the exposition with Wonder Woman going around in a cave looking at pictures, being like, oh, Darkseid, I can see in this picture here. No one told me about this beforehand, even though we had this big, huge temple on our island.
She knew about that before the battle. She just didn't know it was Darkseid that they were gonna fight. But still, yeah, it's a lot of exposition. But the faster you get to, like, everybody hanging out and being together and there's character, interactions, I'm fine with a little bit of exposition. And they showed that cool back in time sequence where the Green Lantern was there. Yeah. And there was that lightning from Zeus. It was badass.
Yes, completely CGI Zeus.
Mostly CGI Zeus. It's a guy.
Dude.
There was a guy there.
I don't know.
There's pictures of him on set. There was a guy there with his dumb bird wings on for some fucking reason.
Okay, that's weird.
Do you remember the bird wings?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Zeus has bird wings in the Snyder cut.
Huh.
It's stupid because they're not like big enough to carry him. But yeah, I was okay with that exposition. But the last thing I have written down is, did Superman know that was part of Steppenwolf's head?
I wonder if he did.
Kilowog is dead. You can see Kilowog in whatchamacallit?
The flashback?
The flash forward. When you see Superman with Batman's mask. Kilowog's there. I like Kilowog. Kilowog's cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, looking forward, this is over. Like, they're not doing a second one.
Oh, yeah, of course not. I hope not.
There was a very, somebody talked with, a WB executive about the movie, and, she responded, "With this comes the end of Zack Snyder's trilogy."
Okay, good.
I was like,
God.
that was kind of an asshole way of saying it. You could have just said, oh, no, we're pursuing other projects.
With this
comes the end. Like, what?
I like that. With this comes the end of Zack Snyder's trilogy. That's okay. That's good. And now we can move on and do other things. Other better things. Not related to superheroes in any way.
Like the Batman.
No.
By Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves, get him. Get George Miller. Don't get George Miller. He's an old man. Who would you want to direct the next Batman movie?
Christopher Nolan.
I would like us to direct the next Batman movie.
No, I don't think we could direct it. I'd like to write it, but
no, we're gonna direct it.
They need someone else to direct it. That's actually good. The writing probably wouldn't be great either, but I would like to do it.
Yeah, it'd be great. I already have an idea. I've had an idea for a while for a trilogy.
I don't think we could
Batman
competently
films.
direct a Batman movie, Charlie.
We'd have somebody with us to help.
If I could get Christopher Nolan to help.
No.
Sure.
Something else. Someone worse.
Someone worse? No.
Yeah.
We need Christopher Nolan. Then he can use his prowess to make sure that we do everything practical.
Fuck
That'd be
that.
sick.
I don't want to work with Christopher Nolan. He does not seem like a fun person to work with.
Are you kidding me? If he was in on this, Charlie, we'd get to crash a plane. We get to watch a plane crash.
Yeah, okay. And
yes, that'd be cool.
I want to direct it. Let me direct it.
You couldn't direct it.
Okay, give me $25,000 to make a Batman short film. And then we'll see. $25,000 to make a Batman short film? I didn't even say Batman was going to be in it.
Oh my god. This is why you're not allowed to direct the Batman movie.
Why? Because I would
you
do
direct
Bruce
a
Wayne?
6-hour film, Zack Snyder style, without Batman in it the entire time.
No, I'd just do a Bruce Wayne.
It would have 3 different narratives happening at the same time in different timelines in the past, present, and future. And then Superman would show up for the last minute of the film, and he would solve all the problems.
He would take a dump on Batman's face. That's how my Batman movie ends.
No, but Batman wouldn't be in the movie, so...
Yeah, Bruce Wayne's face. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, give me $25,000 to make a short film, and we'll see how good my directing skills are. I've never directed anything in my entire life, but I've told people what to do, which seems like the bulk of directing.
This would be a disaster.
It'd be great. What's the director even do, really?
Directs.
Yeah, I could tell people what to do.
Maybe if we got a really good cinematographer.
Yeah, and then
we'd be all right.
Good second unit director to do the action scenes. No, we would do the action scenes ourselves.
Yep, it'd be me and you.
First person. We're the only stunt people.
Yep.
The first and only movie where I guess Jackass would be the first and only movie where the stunt people and directors are the same thing.
Oh my god. All right, do you have any other criticisms or comments about the Snyder Cut that you'd like to express to the world?
I did watch it like a week and a half ago, so it's not like it's fresh in my mind. And I did watch it over 3 days, but I overall enjoyed the Snyder Cut, and I think that anyone who's got a lot of time on their hands should watch it. And HBO Max, which I have because of VPNs.
I think if you like superhero movies and you're a fan of DC Comics, you'll like the movie a lot. This is not a movie that would be good for anyone that's like, you know, just wants to see a good movie. Because they'll just be very confused, I think. Because there's not, I mean, even the stuff that is explained is still confusing.
Well, I mean, all you really need to know is Horn Man bad, Batman and Friends good.
Yeah, but then you just get into like then the movie isn't the movie anymore.
I mean, it is. You're just watching to see Barry Allen do something cool or say something funny, which doesn't happen very often.
No.
Do you think she goes for younger guys? Do you remember that line?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's because it was 4 hours long. Barry Allen is talking to Cyborg, and he's like, so that's Wonder Woman, huh? Do you think she goes for younger guys? I'm obviously the real voice, but... And then Cyborg's like, Barry, she's 2,000 years old. Clunk down a giant machine. Every guy's a younger guy. So I guess that's yes. So go for it, Barry. Shoot your shot. It's when they're all in the cave in the first time before they fight Steppenwolf for the first time.
Probably should have cut that.
I mean, it's 4 hours long. What do you... I am okay with it being so bloated and, you know... What was the word I used earlier? You know, bloated and full of itself. I'm okay with that because it's 4 hours long. You don't sit down to watch a 4-hour movie and be like, man, I think this should have been shorter.
Yes,
you know?
I mean, that's what I did. I was watching the movie and I was like, if I edited this, I think it would have been a better movie. Because I feel like I could have cut most of these scenes. I feel like I could have gotten down to like 2 hours. And that would have been a good cut.
Yeah, like
there should be the theatrical cut, Joss Whedon's cut, the Snyder cut, and then the Jake cut.
The Jacob
which is the best cut.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of all of most of the nightmare stuff because...
all of the nightmare stuff.
I don't know. Especially the epilogue nightmare stuff.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of a lot of exposition that I felt like was unnecessary. Sometimes I felt like they explained it, and then they explained it again, and then they explained it again.
Yeah. But you can't say that people won't understand it and then say there's too much exposition, you know?
No, but there's shitty exposition, that's the point. They explain something and then they explain it again, but every time they explain it, they don't really explain it.
But, I think they explain it well enough. I mean, I got everything, but that's not really saying very much. But yeah, I think that you don't sit down for a 4-hour movie, like knowing it's a 4-hour movie, and be like, man, I thought it was going to be shorter, or anything like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You could have not gone into the 4-hour movie experience. So if you want to criticize it for being fucking really long and, you know, self-satisfied, that's a valid criticism. But besides that, I think it's pretty good. As far as bloated, self-satisfied, you know, blockbuster Hollywood movies go, it's pretty good.
Well, you've heard our mixed criticisms and praises.
Yeah, much better than the theatrical cut, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that's not saying much at all. Theatrical cut is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I don't... It's
so bad.
Okay.
So you must need to watch it just because of how bad it is.
Okay, we'll do a watch party. Everyone who wants us to do a watch party of Justice League, where we a commentary on Justice League. And if you want us to make a commentary on Justice League, say so.
That'd be really awful because I don't really talk much during films.
Yeah, and I
so
talk
it would just
all
be
the
silent,
time.
And it would just be you talking.
Yeah, you would have to talk.
And occasionally I would just say "shut up," and that would be
Well, it's a movie you hate, so it'd be easier. I feel. Not
Maybe.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, the original theatrical cut of Justice League.
All right.
Well, thank you everyone for listening, and you can check us out on Twitter at VRP Podcast. You can check me out on Twitter at Charles_Lungs, and you can check Jacob out in the mirror every night before you go to sleep. He's right there. Give him an eyeful. And thank you for listening. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and pretty much anywhere that podcasts are sold. There's no one paying for these. And if you want us to make a Justice League commentary track tell us in the comments below. Give us a video.
You don't.
Give this
Don't even
vid a
say it.
like.
Even if you say it,
want
I
us
won't
to-
do it. So don't.
I
do
know
it.
you, and he won't do anything. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.